Okay, just want to talk a little bit more about the luggage I bought. This is the Givi Trekker Outback series. I've got the 42-liter top case, 37 liters on the left and 48 on the right. And that's because of the muffler on the F800GS is on, of course, the left side. It helps to make it a little bit more symmetrical. So just talk about some of the things I ran into trying to get this stuff set up. First off, I bought this bike back in September and literally the next day ordered this luggage, and I had an issue with the rack. And if you're looking on the internet for a rack for the Trekker Outback series, you're going to see a lot of pictures and a lot of references to the PLR5103. And it says it's a mono key rack, but don't fall for that trap, because no matter what pictures you see, the PLR5103 is not compatible with the side panniers, because that is the old-fashioned mono key rack. The Trekker Outbacks use what's called the cam system, which I'll show you in a second. So it's completely different, it does not work. Love the quick release stuff. The quick release system, I'm hoping Givi will make the decision to make it a global implementation. You know, they use it everywhere on all bikes, and just get rid of the standard system, because I put the wrong rack on at first that I ordered, and I thought it was way superior, besides the fact that it didn't work. And I'm hoping Givi makes a quick release for the Trekker Outback series. So the proper rack, if I didn't say so before, is the PL5103 and not the PLR5103. You want the PL5103, which will say that it's the cam system. And just go ahead and I'm just going to walk around and talk about some of the strange things I ran into. So you've got basically three mount points for the left and right racks, sides of the racks. I'm on the left side right now. You can see right here is this mount point with 5 hex bolts, and that is a pain in the butt to get on. I'm not sure why it's done like that. My only guess is that they're just using the same mount point as some other BMW product, and I'm guessing they use all those bolts as some sort of theft deterrent, so that people don't want to sit there screwing around with all those little bolts trying to get it off and steal it while you're in a shop or something. That's the only rationale I can come up with. But it was a pain in the butt to install it, and I didn't think it was at all practical. I don't know why they didn't connect it directly to the passenger pegs, which would have been, in my opinion, a lot easier. So you've got that mount point there. You can see the bar. The second mount point goes underneath, over the muffler, and up under the wheel well. And then walking around, you can see the third mount point. That might not show up too well with the lighting I've got in here. Is right there underneath the taillight assembly, and that's really one big plate that goes on both sides of the bike and actually anchors underneath the seat rack. So you've got to pull off the Vario system rack, the seat, and that little black cover, and you push that plate up underneath the wheel well and then bolt it in, and then the side, you see how the side rack connects to it. And then you've got this crossbar right here. It goes all the way to the side, and you can see it's basically the same thing. Now, over on this side, you can see how the rack attaches to the passenger peg. And again, why they didn't do that on the opposite side, I don't know. So maybe someone who's seen this video can comment on it and explain what the rationale is behind that. Okay, I also want to talk, there are a lot of other better videos about how the cam system works. I'm just going to show you real quick. So you make sure if you have to buy this rack, you get the proper one. So that silver thing right there, that seems to be that's bolted onto the side rack system, that's the cam. And the old style monokey does not have that. It just has this nub that sticks out. Do not purchase old style monokey connections or racks for the Trekker series because they are not compatible. I don't know why they kept the same name. It's pretty dumb, really confusing. Cost me basically 2 months and the end of the motorcycle season dealing with back and forth to get it replaced. So make sure you don't make the same mistake as me. The measurements, from what I remember, I believe it was 43 inches across from one side of the left pannier to the opposite side of the right pannier. I'll just show you, go to the front to give you a look at the bike. You can see that it's pretty symmetrical. You'd have to look really close to see that it's off by about 1.5 inches. So even though this is a 48 liter pannier on the right side and it's 3 inches wider, because of the offset of the muffler, it still only ends up sticking out. And there's a 37 liter on the left. It still ends up only sticking out 1.5 inches more. So I believe the measurement I had was it stuck out 22 3/4 from center line, and then on this side it was 20 1/4, and I'm just eyeballing it. I didn't use any lasers to figure it out. So it's about 20 1/4 on this side, and together that came out to 43 inches total. So you basically got two choices. You can go the simple route and have two 37 liters on each side, and I think you'll end up then with this side being at probably about 1 inch or so short. You'll look up the measurement yourself to confirm that. I think that's what I saw. Or you can go for more capacity, get about 11 liters more space, but you got to deal with the asymmetric purchases and you might lose money on package deals. But you get the 11 liters more space, and it only sticks out another, like I said, another 1.5 inches or so more. So really like the look of it. Really like, it feels very sturdy. Really happy with the purchase. This is the only, I've got other Givi products. I've had the plastic, I believe it was called the V46, which I liked, but I wanted something that would be all kind of the same system and with more sturdy locks for really long distance trips, because I'm going to start doing some long multi-day, week-long trips on the bike, road trips mostly, but I just wanted to have that security of knowing, hey, I can leave stuff on the bike, go into a hotel or a restaurant for a few hours and not have to worry about people stripping stuff off without at least going through a heck of a lot of effort. One other last thing I do have a complaint about, and I don't know how to resolve this yet. I don't know if there is a resolution to this, but I don't know if this shows up, but there are 3 sets of keys for these panniers. So that means that when I bought these, they were not all keyed to the same key. That also means I'm either going to have to carry around 3 keys, I'm going to have to figure out how to pull these locks and rekey them myself manually, or I'm going to have to buy some third-party product that lets me rekey these locks, because the thought of being on the road and trying to manage 3 different keys is kind of ridiculous. So that's one thing I'm disappointed in, that, you know, it wasn't something that was done for me, or at least I wasn't aware of that they could do. So it just adds a little bit more headache, and considering it took me 2 months to get everything here and set up, total pain in the butt. Let me say another thing too about who I ordered from. I ordered from MotoStorm, and after they resolved it, took I think it was about a month or so, month and a half, for them to get the rack in, which turned out to be that wrong rack. It turned out to be the quick release rack that works with the regular monokey. MotoStorm.it is in Italy, but as soon as they got that rack in, it literally got here in 2 days. So make sure your order's right. Call, contact somebody, send an email, let them know exactly what you want to do. I left a note with my order, which wasn't enough, obviously, so try to get in contact with them and just get everything worked out before you place your order and then do it. But when they do ship it, it's packaged extremely well and it's shipped extremely fast, and you don't have to pay duties for ordering from a European, I think they call it the VAT system. I don't know anything about European economics, but I guess they're trying to get American business, so we get a pretty big discount. So whenever you order from these guys, as soon as you switch your destination to the United States, you'll see the discount apply to your order. And I ended up getting liner bags for each one of these and everything together because I ended up saving so much on the total order. So it's definitely financially the way to go. Then when I did, the second thing that happened, there was just like a curse of getting this bike set up. So I ordered from a local company, I ordered from Revzilla, and I ordered the proper PL5103. That's the proper rack with the cam system. So I ordered, when I figured out what I'd done wrong, ordered the proper rack from Revzilla, and the order I got in was just one of the connection points. I mean, literally at the last point when I was connecting the last piece, I noticed that the side rack mount point was just mangled. So just one piece. So I'd gone through the work of putting on this entire rack, realized, oh crap, something has been bent. And it wasn't in shipping, so either it was a manufacturing defect or somebody conned them and returned a rack that they had damaged on their bike. Something happened because that thing wasn't normal shipping damage. So I ended up shipping that back. But Revzilla, to their credit, they fixed the order, got it shipped, got the corrected piece out to me, no damage, and got it sent out very fast. Now the funny thing is, they sent it out, I think it took 4 days for the original order, and that was, I think they shipped from Nevada. Motostorm.it did it in 2 days, and that to me is still just blows my mind. Yay globalization, I guess. Sorry for you poor 4-year-olds have to sew Nikes, but I'm happy with everything. Great setup, everything feels sturdy like I said. The rack feels sturdy on the bike. I do regret that I don't have there's no quick release system for the cam system yet. And if they ever do set up a quick release cam system, it is so cool. From what I saw from the wrong rack I had, I would be willing to drop another 200 or whatever, 250 bucks on it, strip this rack off, try to sell it someplace, and then put the new quick release system on, because it's that awesome. And I just never been crazy about having a rack on my bike. This is my first dual sport, dual purpose style bike, but I just don't like the idea of having all that extra hardware hanging off the bike for no reason when I'm just going to be cruising around on like Sunday rides for a few hours, and I'm not carrying anything besides a tailback. But oh, and one other last thing. Now I did say that the side panniers are the cam system. However, the top case is still the same old monokey system. So you can see the top rack there underneath, that silver thing. That is still the same old system. So keep that in mind when you make your orders. And the good thing about that is you can stick basically any type of other monokey standard top case onto your back onto your bike without any of the other silly issues. So again, one last time, highly recommend this stuff. When you do get the hard panniers for motorcycles, it's expensive. I wasn't too crazy about dropping as much money as I did, but I think it's going to be worth it for the kind of riding that I'm going to be migrating to. And I did sell a sport bike to start doing the longer distance stuff, so I tried to go all out and get myself set up the way I wanted it. So go ahead and get yours.